I spent a lot of my childhood opening wardrobe doors, cupboard doors, or any door, really, that I wasn't familiar with. Daddy wouldn't buy me a bow wow. Daddy wouldn't buy me a bow wow. I've got a little cat and I'm very fond of that, but I'd rather have a bow wow wow. Everybody now. Daddy wouldn't buy me a bow wow. Daddy wouldn't buy me a bow wow. I've got a little cat and I'm very fond of that, but I'd rather have a bow wow wow. The Britannia Music Hall was in fact a conversion of an old warehouse. It was converted by Gildard and McFarlane, architects. At first, when they first looked at this old warehouse, it seems that they decided to give the plain frontage a slightly grander appearance, a bit of a facelift, if you like, which is a bit more in keeping with the sort of image that Glasgow had at the time as being the second city of the British Empire. It was a very ornate facade, neoclassical in style, swags of fruit carved into the facade, arched windows, Grecian key, and of course the date on the front in Roman numerals. It was an elegant and prominent frontage for the activities that went on behind. But then Gildard and McFarlane had not set out to create a music hall. In fact, it seems that they had set out to create a department store. The only problem was the Trongate was inhabited by barefooted children, gin-soaked prostitutes, and the poorer of the working classes. Not really the sort of person to spend money in a department store. So they changed their idea. They changed their plan, and they turned it into something that the East End could really use, a music hall. Everybody now, Tarara Bundier! Tarara Bundier! In 1906, things were actually to change quite radically. A young man had just arrived in the city a couple of years previously. He billed himself as A.E. Pickard Unlimited of London, Paris, Moscow, and Bannockburn.
Mr. Pickard, who has been away on the continent, visited some of the leading European zoological gardens, including Paris, Berlin, Brussels, and Antwerp, and has secured some fine specimens of animals which are expected to arrive in Glasgow in the course of a day or so. The opening of this novel, Noah's Ark, will take place in the course of a few days, and it is gratifying to hear that Mr. Pickard has decided that no extra charge will be made to view this part of the Panopticon, so that all visitors and the usual Panopticon patrons will have access to the splendid collection. This is the first time that the title Noah's Ark has been used to signify a collection of animals since the biblical days of Noah.
It's just a year ago today since I gave up all vice, and though we know it naughty was, we still think it was nice. The army came upon us, and though enemies we were, the captain said you'll both be saved if to our cause you'll swear. They call me Happy Eliza, and me converted Jane. We've been so wicked in our lives, but never will sin again. Oh, won't you come and join us? It's easily understood. We're hallelujah sisters, and we're bound to do you good.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Hallelujah Sisters, Miss Kitty Lester and Miss Florrie Bowers, and Miss Mira Opolinski on pianoforte.
Are you getting the general idea of what music hall was about yet?